So, as always with your masteries, you want to figure out where you're going to end up. Warlord's Bloodlust Fervor battle as it currently exists with the generating attack damage instead of the on-hit damage, which it used to be. Deathfire Touch. So out of these three, Warlords or Fervor Battle seem like a good option. Out of these three, Storm Raiders, Windspeakers, and Thunderlords. Thunderlords is the only option. Since Master Yi doesn't really have any meaningful CC, you would obviously not get Courage of the Colossus. It's more of a tank mastery anyway, same with that. So Grasp of the Undying is your only real option in the Resolve tree. So you're going to go Ferocity. Pick up the attack speed, which is super relevant in the jungle now, I should mention. Especially since Machete is... it has 5 more on-hit damage, and it'll actually heal you up a bit more. Fresh Blood, I categorize that as a laning mastery. You're going to get your most uptime out of that. So these two are laning masteries, and this is kind of a jungle mastery because every time you think about who would use Exposed Weakness the most, well, the support at bottom lane might use it, and the jungler is also going to be interacting with his team a lot. So Exposed Weakness, point for point, probably about as good as Fresh Blood, if not better at all points in the game. For junglers. Because you have to assume that you're not going to proc Fresh Blood very often, and it just becomes like a 10 damage proc on a 6-second cooldown, which is basically nothing. So, Exposed Weakness. Vampirism is arguable if you wanted to go that, but on such low respawn timers on the current iteration of jungle, I would avoid that and go for Natural Talent. By virtue of clearing faster, you're going to make it so that your respawn timer is faster, which is super important now. You really want to invest in flat attack damage in this iteration of jungle or attack speed. Armor penetration is pretty nerfed now. So out of these 3 masteries, Double-Edged Sword, I look at that as like 5% additional damage. I happen to take that mastery on Lee Sin because if you think about it, dealing 5% additional damage on Lee Sin's combo is huge, and you're not actually going to be taking any extra damage while you're comboing someone. So you can offset that with a little bit of tank. On someone like Master Yi, you have to be really careful about what sources of damage you're going to be taking. And in Season 6, I was taking this mastery because it was all the way up here. This is actually the old icon for Double-Edged Sword. The new Fresh Blood icon, which I'm not sure why they were lazy about that. Maybe they'll change that here soon. So the thing to note about Double-Edged Sword is that it just strictly says deal 5% additional damage and take an additional 2.5% damage. So I'm going to go ahead and take that because that is going to apply on your jungle monsters, and the clear is noticeably different without it. If you don't take Double-Edged Sword, then you're going to have like a much weaker clear. You're going to actually end up being lower health and lower ability to clear things at all. Fervor Battle was the obvious choice here. Savagery, you need that extra damage in the jungle. Assassin, this is going to be really good for when you're out of laning phase and you're trying to pick people off. When you're in like a side lane or something like that, you're going to get tremendous mastery, tremendous use out of that mastery. Not so useful in team fights unless you're able to kind of isolate people. But then Merciless, of course, kind of lends aid to Assassin, and then Dangerous Game will facilitate your resets on Mastery, which 5% of your missing health and mana when you're getting pretty low, it can be pretty substantial. So another thing that with Fervor Battle granting AD now, and not just generating on hit damage, it's going to scale with other modifiers, so that is actually pretty good. So we'll take this for a test run. And I'm actually thinking that Mastery is going to be...
My blade is yours.
Better suited for starting at wolves. So the main thing that I've noticed in this jungle is that razor beaks are really tough. You're going to need to be level 3 by the time you get over there, most of the time. Now, there may be some exceptions to this, where certain junglers are able to clear the Raptors camp, but maybe only really like a Galio jungle at level 2 can just one-shot all of the small ones. Well, we'll have to see what kind of clear we're offered. A refillable potion is a luxury that I think not everyone is going to be afforded anymore. This iteration of jungle hits a lot harder. So if you're not someone that has built-in sustain, I know Master E has meditate, but if you really don't have some kind of built-in sustain, then you're going to take a lot of damage in this jungle, and maybe the fruit packs are not enough to top you off, or they're contested or whatever, right? Maybe the laners just take it all the time.
Seconds until minions spawn.
So what we're gonna do is do a staggered path. Our game plan here is to take wolves, take the blue, take the gromp, come over here and clear this, probably do Krugs and then do red after that, and then hopefully by all that, by the time that's done, I'll be able to come right back here to wolves. And if that doesn't work, then we'll have a pretty good idea of that at least. Because this is the most efficient path that I could come up with.
The focused mind can pierce through stone.
This is running all attack speed page, which I think is going to make a huge comeback with the on-hit damage of Machete. That is going to heal me up nicely. Actually, Master Yi probably could start with a lot now that I think about it. You have a quicker clear if you don't meditate second. I had no real reason to hold my speed there other than I wanted to avoid my jump, and I wasn't likely to get another Alpha Strike cast off that anyway. So I'm going to go for the second point in Q, and we'll see how easily it takes down this camp. Because a point in W really doesn't make sense. It's just going to slow you down. So that, of course, is RNG, so the effectiveness of your Q there is going to change based on how lucky you are or whatever. I said I was going to do this camp, so I'm going to do this camp first. Let's see, will I have time to meditate? Auto attack and then Q. Because then that will make you take the least amount of damage. Which is not always a consideration. And it seems like it's a lot harder to kite that camp now. So I really want to see how long it takes for this camp to spawn, to see if this path is feasible. Get another meditate off.
Gives motivation without purpose.
It's already been about 10 seconds, just been standing here. About 15 seconds, including 2 meditates, so that's about 25 seconds off of what it should be. And since I went for the blue, this camp is going to be fairly off. So our next option is to try wolf into gromp, because this isn't going to spawn for a while because we did blue, right? I'm actually going to edit this all into one video, so you're going to get the benefit of both clears in one video. As you can see, spending the extra time meditating and walking up here, it made it so that I wasn't like a really efficient use with them, but it actually should be. Alright. And I do think that Mastery is going to run pretty heavy attack speed now. That was a pretty good clear. Yeah, I don't think I would change anything. So on this clear, we're going to do wolf into gromp. Mastery, not
My blade is yours.
not Kama-yi. We want Mastery. Master Yi, of course, being one of the staple jungle picks that you can judge the rest of the junglers off of.
Is the greatest enemy. Form before strength.
You know what I actually wonder is going to happen, if it's going to happen in competitive, is I think top laners might start taking wolves. That could be a thing that happens, and then your jungler starts at blue buff, goes and takes one of their camps, goes and does crab, and then comes back for gromp. And by that time, you sync all of your respawn timers across the map. So
the focused mind can pierce.
Since this would already have been cleared, it wouldn't be that out of sync for you to come wrap around from this direction and clear all through the jungle. Because what you want is a pathway to have your camps clear in order without having downtime.
Do not let your pride blind you.
So if you can figure out how to do that, then you'll be a step ahead of the game.
I will show you the path. Observe.
Since there's no smite buffs anymore, I just basically use that smite for the heal. Yeah, had nothing to do with smiting it because it has poison damage, because it doesn't have it anymore. This should somewhat simulate a realistic clear. Get another medicine out. So the whole goal is to have wolves be respawning. Man, you really have to pay attention for it to move, since it's so much bigger now. What? So this would be like another meditate, and then how long for this camp? That's actually not that bad. That's actually not that bad.
Form before strength.
I actually like that. And because we're not using our meditate,
the focused mind
we'll have like a slightly quicker clear, because we're only meditating when there's no camp to do, or if we're at a point when we need help with gromp. So assuming gromp, assuming that the crab would still be up, you have time to go without to go that route and still make it over here for this spawn. So you can fit the crab in on your second clear, because the blue takes place of, or the crab takes place of the blue. And
without purpose.
I don't know if I got any experience off of that wave. I wasn't paying attention actually, but I should be about level 6 anyway at this point. So Calcep, if you watch this video, I haven't watched your stream in a while, but I know that you would appreciate this, since it seems to be better clear based on what I'm seeing here. What? You still can't smite? You can't? Alright, you get the picture. I should have used smite on something instead of just auto-attacking it. But yeah, that looks about the best clear. Lee Sin. Or, not fucking Lee Sin, Master Yi. God damn it.